Yep.
How you doing, girls? I'm just going to go through your lists, all your lists for you for winter break. I hope you guys are having a good Thanksgiving, good Christmas as well. All of these are optional, all right, but we're giving you enough of everything. You guys should be able to take advantage of everything, all right? There'll be a lift A, a lift B, a lift C, a skills, a conditioning, and a speed as well, all right? So you should be able to go through everything and get a little bit of everything. Whether you have a bunch of equipment at home or you have nothing, there should be a little bit of something for everybody, okay? So I'll start with lift A, all right, and then I'll time lapse this all into one big YouTube video, all right? So I'll let you know when one video starts, or you can just skip ahead to wherever you guys are at and whatever you need to see. So with lift A, athletic development, you're going to be in a half kneeling hurdler stretch, all right? So half kneeling position, hips are going to shoot forward, all right? Get a nice hip flexor stretch, all right? And then shoot the hips back, toe comes up, you're going to get a nice hamstring stretch, all right? Hips come forward, all right? Stretch out those hip flexors, then come back into a nice hamstring stretch. After that, you have Spider-Mans, all right? So we've done this one before. Leg comes up, elbow to the floor, rotate up around T-spine, all right? Again, foot comes forward, elbow goes down to the floor, rotate up around T-spine, and then reset. After that, you have adductor rockers. All right, so we did this one this past week. All right, one leg is kickstand out. You're gonna rock the hips forward. All right, rock the hips back. You should get a nice groin stretch. So from the side, so you guys can see it, one leg kicked out, hips come forward. All right, hips rock back. All right, up next, you guys have wall drive. So grab a wall wherever you're at doing your lift. Both hands on the wall. All right, you're gonna drive knees up as hard as you can, running into the wall for 10 seconds. You've got 3 sets of that. All right, make sure you're at a nice 45-degree angle, just as if you were starting off in a sprint. Does nothing if you're up here, and it does nothing if you're too far low. Nice 45 degrees, driving the knees up. All right, guys. Next one is the double broad jump. So just a broad jump, you're doing 2 of them in a row. All right, so you're gonna start out, athletic position, down, broad jump, broad jump. All right, so just 2 of those in a row. After that, you have a half kneeling 5-yard sprint. All right, so you'll start one knee up, doesn't matter which one starts up, you're gonna do both of them twice. All of my weight shifts forward onto that front leg. You should have 90% of your weight on that front leg. From there, sprint up and out, driving away. Be hard on that front foot, make sure you're at a 45-degree angle. All right, guys, so starting out with your A block of lift A, you have a front squat, you have a hang clean with a front squat. All right, so you're gonna grab your bar, if you have a barbell at home. All right, same thing we always do with the hang clean, just below the knees. Drive up, elbow shoot forward, stand all the way up tall. From there, dropping down into a front squat. That's 1 rep. All right, so the hang clean paired with the front squat is 1 rep. If you only have a dumbbell or a jug of something at home, you're gonna do the same thing with a dumbbell. All right, so you'll start, dumbbell shoots back in between legs, up to that front rack position. All right, my elbow is high and away, and again, we front squat, all right? Hang clean, front squat. A2 is a single leg 90-degree skater hop, right? So I'm down, I'm in my good hockey stance position. From there, 90 degrees out, skater hop. All right, repeat on the other leg. 90 degrees, skater hop. All right, be explosive, shoot hard off that leg, get out as far as you can. Next up is a dumbbell single arm floor press. So taking your dumbbell, or if you have a jug, whatever have you at home, be down on the floor, legs are straight out, my low back is tucked tight on the ground. All right, elbows rested, press up through the arm. All right, single arm floor press. If you don't have a dumbbell and you want to do a body weight, you're going to do a staggered stance push-up. All right, so my front hand is going to be in front of my back hand. All right, 45-degree angle, so most of my weight is on this back arm. From there, push up. All right, again, make sure most of the weight is on that back arm. Push up. Next one up is a dumbbell single arm RDL with a row. All right, so you're gonna do your RDL and you're gonna add a row in there. So whether you have a dumbbell or a jug at home, that's what you're gonna use for weight. If you don't have it, just do the RDL. All right, make sure you're getting that hip activation. From my starting position, hips go back. I lower myself down into that good RDL position. Hips are back, chest is parallel with the floor, and then I row. And I come back up. All right, really got to activate the core to make sure you stay nice and flat. hips go back, row, stand up tall. Again, if you don't have a weight at home, just do the RDL part. Next one up is a plank pull through. So you have your dumbbell, whatever you have at home for a weight, a jug, book, whatever it might be. Starting in our tall plank position, weights out and to the side, reach across, pull through. Reach across, pull through, right? Try to make sure your hips stay nice and flat as you pull that weight through. Next one up is a goblet holding dumbbell, front foot elevated split squats, right? So using about 2 inches worth of elevation. I'm using a plate. If you have a book or a little pad at home, go ahead and use that. Holding your weight up at your chest, front foot's on it, back foot's back in a nice lunge position, dropping down, knee to floor, right? You don't have to bring your foot back in, staying in this nice lunge position the whole time. And to finish off your lift, guys, we're gonna have 3 stretches. All right, that's your D block. You have Cobra, you have Pigeon, and you have the straddle stretch, right? So the Cobra stretch, down in high plank, drop the hips, all right? Shoot the chest up as high as you can from the side here, all right? Should get a nice stretch in your abdomen. After that, we're going into Pigeon stretch. You guys should know this one pretty well. Front leg comes up into 90 degrees, back hip drops down, all right? Lower yourself down as far as you can. You should get a nice stretch, right, in that glute on the outside. And the last one is the straddle stretch, all right? Make a nice V with your legs from there. Try to reach forward as far as you can. Hold for 10 seconds. Over to your right, hold for 10 seconds. Over to your left, hold for 10 seconds. Back to the middle, hold for 10 seconds. And that's the end of lift A. This is lift B. So again, starting with your athletic development, you're starting with 90-90 hip flips. You guys should be pretty familiar with this. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, hips slip up and around. 90-90 hip flips. After that, half kneeling, 3-direction rocks. All right, so half kneeling position. Hips come forward, reset, mount at 45 degrees. Shoot the hips forward. You should get a nice groin stretch in this one too. All right, reset. Out at 90 degrees, shoot the hips out. Again, nice groin hip flexor stretch. All right, so you're forward, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees, all right? After that, RDL position, T's, Y's, W's, all right? So you'll start out, T, Y, W, and there's an L, all right? So you can see from the side, T, Y, W, 90 degrees, L. Next up is a weight shift and shuffle. All right, so starting good athletic position, feet shoulder width apart. My base is over the center of my feet. From there, I'm gonna shift my weight in whichever direction I'm going, in this case to the right. Once I'm shifted, I'm gonna shuffle. Staying in that good athletic position, again, get low, shift, shuffle. Next one up is continuous lateral skater squats. All right, so nice wide stance. From there, hips go down and back. All right, and I'm squatting on each leg. From the side, my hips go back and away, not letting my knee come in front of my toes. Last one for your athletic development for lift B is a lateral stance 5-yard sprint. All right, so with this one, my back leg is the one that's up because that's the one I have to push off of, all right? Transfer my weight onto that front foot. From there, open up, sprint 5 yards. All right, again, so you can see it. My back foot is up, transfer my weight, push off, open up, and sprint. All right, guys, getting into your A block for lift B, starting off with single-legged box blasts. You can use a box, a bench, a chair, whatever you have at home. All right, single leg. One leg is up. Transfer my weight onto that front leg. Drive up and reset. All right, drive up hard and reset. All right, again, using whatever you have at home to elevate your front foot. After that, you have a kettlebell swing, dumbbell swing, whatever it is. In this case, I have a dumbbell. Grab the dumbbell by the bell part. All right, shoot the hips back. Shoot the dumbbell forward. All right, important here. This one's all about your hip hinge. Just like when you're deadlifting, hips gotta go back, shoot the hips forward. All right, back and forward. Whatever you have at home to use, whether that's a jug, a dumbbell, whatever it is, try to make sure you get that hip hinge. The next one up is a goblet alternating squat and reverse lunge. So holding your weight at your chest, you're going to squat, lunge, squat, lunge, and that is 1 rep. So from the side, you see me squat, lunge, squat, lunge. All right, so that is 1 rep. Have to do the squat in between the lunges for it to count. All right, make sure you get 1 lunge on each side per rep. Next one up is a split stance DB bent over row. So using your dumbbell, your jug, your weight, whatever it is at home. All right, split stance, so my front foot is slightly in front of my back foot, bent over, chest about parallel with the ground, rowing to chest and back down. All right, make sure you're rowing all the way up. Right, activate your scap as you do it, squeeze hard through the shoulders. Next up is a dumbbell hammer curl to overhead press. Start with my dumbbells at my side, rowing them up, right into an overhead press. All right, there's no twist of the wrist. Keep your thumbs facing towards the sky the whole time. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, from the side, no rotating through the wrists. All right, going through that full motion. Next up is a back elevated weighted glute bridge. All right, so my back is going to be elevated on my bench here. All right, I'm going to put the weight on my hips. All right, so I'm at a 90-degree angle. From there, hips drop down, squeeze the glutes up and away towards the ceiling. All right, and repeat. Again, squeeze hard through the glutes up at the top. Get about a 1 to 2 second pause. And repeat, and that weight should be right across your midline. Next up is the child's prayer stretch. All right, so you're gonna be down in child's pose, reaching forward for 10 seconds, walk yourself to the left, and hold for 10 seconds. All right, and then walk yourself over to the right, and hold for 10 seconds. You guys should get a nice stretch all the way down your lats, side of your armpits. That's where you wanna feel it on that one. Next up is the warrior lunge with a quad stretch. All right, so half kneeling position. Reach yourself forward. All right, then you're gonna reach back and grab your quad. All right, and pull it forward. So you should be in this position here, right? Grabbing the same leg that is down and pulling forward. You're gonna get a nice stretch down your quad. Finishing up for lift B, we have the happy baby stretch. All right, feet in the air. Reach your hands up and grab your feet, elbows inside the knees. All right, reach up and away. You're gonna feel this one in your low back and your groin area as well, okay? Finishing up lift B with happy baby. Lift C. Lift C is kind of a deload lift, all right? It's meant to try to open your body up a little bit, try to feel good with a little bit of weight bearing exercises, but more mobility, all right, mixed in there as well after lifts A and B, or a little bit more high weight. All right, so starting out with your athletic development, you have quadruped elbow turns. All right, so I'll be down on my knees and on my elbows. From there, I'm gonna twist my elbow out and away and back in. Twist my elbow out and away and back in, all right? You're not gonna get a ton of range of motion with this one, all right? But focus on turning that elbow away, all right? You're gonna feel it down the outside of your rotator cuff. We just wanna activate those muscles because you guys don't use them a lot. After that, staying down on all fours, we're doing rotating T-spine, all right? Here, hand on the back of the head, all right? Rotate down, rotate up and away, all right? Rotate down, rotate up and away. Try to keep your hips in line, just rotating through the T-spine there. Next one up is bird dog with an elbow and knee touch. So staying on all fours here, hands and elbows, opposite hand, opposite foot. All right, bird dog, stretching as far away from each other as we can, not up. All right, straight away, core is activated. All right, elbow and knee come together and repeat. All right, don't arch your back. Keep a good straight line, activate the core, elbow to knee, and back out. Last three, athletic development. For lift C, we're gonna do some rotating jumps. working on our proprioception here, working on trying to feel where our body is in space, all right? First one up, you're gonna stand tall, down in athletic position, jump up, rotate 90 degrees, all right? So starting forward, rotating 90 degrees. Next one, you're gonna rotate 180 degrees, so I'll end up facing the opposite way. So again, down, athletic position, up, and land. Land facing the opposite way. Last one is 270 degrees. All right, so you're gonna rotate almost all the way around, but I'll end up facing the opposite of the way I face 90 degrees. All right, so down, athletic position, landing all the way. If you wanna try for the 360, feel free, down, and land. Block A of lift C, you start with a farmer carry, right? Whatever you have at home, a bucket, a pail, a dumbbell, holding down on our side, shoulders back, core is tucked, all right? So again, shoulders back, core is tucked, all right? And you're walking. And you're walking. After that, you've got glute bridge marching, so something we've done in warm-ups, all right? 4 times, bridge the hips up, and then we're gonna alternate feet coming off the ground. If you wanna walk out and back in, that's totally fine, but you're gonna be marching for the allotted time. Next up, guys, is GB 45-degree lateral squat. All right, so holding my dumbbell or my weight at my chest. Again, using whatever you have at home to add some resistance, a book, a jug, whatever it might be. We're gonna reach back at 45 degrees and lunge. All right, reach back at 45 degrees, drop the knee, and lunge. All right, just like we did in the athletic development, this last block, again, reaching out to 45 degrees. Paired with that, you have a single arm plank hold. All right, in the plank, single arm hold. And next up, you have prone swimmers. All right, so using our arms, open up the shoulders a little bit here. All right, starting out flat on the floor, shoulders come up off the ground, out and behind. All right, and then up through our sides. Up, out and behind, up through our sides. All right, make sure your hands stay off the ground the whole time. Open up those shoulders, rotate your cuffs a little bit. Next up is hockey stick T-spine prayer stretch. All right, so you'll find your elevated surface, your couch, a chair, whatever that might be. All right, down on your knees, holding the stick with your palms facing you, elbows onto the surface. Shoot the head down through your shoulders. All right, and then rotate the stick back and away. Should get a nice stretch down your tricep, all right, and in your lat as well. Next up, we have the bow stretch. So we'll be down facing the ground, reach back, grab your ankles, push yourself up and away from the floor. All right, activating your glutes and squeezing your low back together. All right, that's gonna be a good one. Open up that low back, activate those muscles you might not be using too much. Again, squeeze low back together, up and away from the floor. Next up are deep squat rockers. So in my deep squat, down to the floor from there, rocking your knees, rocking back and forth, all right? You can drop a knee to the floor, open up those glutes if you want to just rock back and forth, side to side. You're more than welcome to do that too. Last exercise for lift C is the frog stretch. Going down, shooting the knees out and away, feet are flat on the floor, drop the elbows, butt shoots back, all right? Rock back into that nice frog stretch. You're gonna get a nice groin stretch here. That's what we're looking for. All right, again, guys, lift C is not so weight bearing, all right? Trying to open things up a little bit more. Supplement that in there when you're kind of having a day where you're a little bit run down. All right, guys, going on to your skills, all right? This is gonna be your off-ice stick handling, all right? A note, make sure you're shooting pucks if you can, if you have the ability, if you have a net, if you have a wall you can shoot at. Make sure you're shooting some pucks so you don't lose that feel. All right, this stuff is mostly gonna be stick handling, making sure those hands stay loose, all right? But make sure you shoot some pucks if you can. Get on the ice, get in the backyard, wherever it might be, shoot some pucks. for your stick handling, all right, I'm going to do my best with the dowel here. I don't have a stick, all right, but you should be able to see the motions. Most of these you should be able to do in front, to the forehand, and to the backhand, all right? So every exercise has that variation, and you'll see that on the document on the Google Drive. So starting out, we have figure eights. So figure eight in front, around, backhand, around, around. Do it the other way too. Forehand up and around, backhand, back and around, loop through. Do it from the side, forehand, backhand, or reverse it, and then do it from the backhand as well, all right? So forehand, toe drag, backhand, up and around, making that figure eight however you can. Next one, easy around the world. Starting in front, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, all the way to the back. Rotate around, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, back to the front, and then go the other way. Stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, back, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle, stick handle. Next one up is the 4-cone drill. All right, so I have my 4 cones in front of me. I'm going to try to make an X. So up and around, back down, through the cone, up and around, back down, through the cone, and reverse, up and around, making an X pattern. Again, do this on your forehand, and do this on your backhand as well. Backhand's going to be challenging, all right, but you guys all have better hands than I do, so you should make this look easy. Next one up is the chair drill. So if you don't have cones or you don't have something you can sit on the ground to move around with, you have a chair in front of you. Right, stick handling through the chair, all right, around, up and over, through the legs, all right, toe dragging, around, just making a pattern in the chair there. After that, you have dribble, dribble, wide. All right, so starting in front, dribble the ball, wide, dribble the ball, wide. All right, you can do it from your forehand, dribble, dribble, wide, and then doing it from the backhand too. Dribble, dribble, wide, dribble, dribble, wide. All right, make sure you're really extending those hands out there. When you're dribbling in the middle, stay nice and loose, and out to the side. Next one's up, guys. You're just gonna go through the legs. You get a little toe drags in here too, right? So you go back through the legs to the stick, right? You're going your backhand through the legs to the stick. Do the same thing to your foot. So dribble, 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 up to your foot, kick it up to the stick. Same thing on your backhand, dribble, 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 up to your foot, kick it up, back to the stick. Another one to do just to keep things loose, all right? Toe drag, backhand toe drag, back to forehand. I know that's hard to see without a blade, all right? Watch my wrist though. Toe drag, backhand toe drag, back to forehand. Next one up is a skater hop, stick handling, all right? So I'm stick handling in the front or to the side or to the backhand. Stick handle, skater hop. Stick handle, skater hop, all right? Moving that ball or puck with you. Do it from your forehand as well or the backhand. Skater hop, stick handling. After that, you have alternating lunge jump stick handling, all right? So forehand for in the front or backhand, lunge hops, stick handling the whole time. After that, crossover steps from the side, right, or the front, stick handling, crossing the feet over the whole time. After that, you can bounce it off a wall. If you have a nice wall, your parents don't mind you beating up a little bit. I'll use the box as the demo. So stick handle, off the wall, stick handle, off the wall. Go from your backhand as well, stick handle, off the wall, stick handle, off the wall. And if you can, and you have enough space, you can, right, stick handle, forehand, off the wall, backhand, off the wall, back to forehand, off the wall, rotating around, all right? So if you have enough space, all right, you have some cones, a ball, or a chair, you can definitely do all those drills. Just change them up, try to do something different every day. All right, these are just suggestions. If you have other drills you like to do, by all means, do those drills. All right, really, it's up to you. Just keep a stick in your hand and keep moving. Alrighty guys, next up is your speed drills. All right, you're gonna get a little bit of agility and a little bit of start work on these drills. All right, really be intentional when you're doing all of these. Try to work on the specific stimulus for each drill. All right, make sure you're getting the most out of it. Gonna take a little bit more space, all right, but if you have room in your basement, if you have a turf field you can go to. All right, just try to get this stuff in there. All right, make yourself a little bit better over break. Starting out, you have a 5-10-5, so we've done this one for testing. Starting out, you're gonna wanna do reps both ways, but so you guys can see it again. Split the line down the middle, shift your weight over, hand on the line, big crossover step down the line, touch, 10 yards, touch, and sprint through. Make sure you're doing one each way, all right? That's part of your conditioning. Both ways is 1 rep. Next up is the T drill. Don't need a ton of space for this one, all right? I'm using a little bit of a smaller space here. All right, T drill, so you're forming a T. Again, you're gonna do this right and left to equal 1 rep. So starting out, sprint forward, stop, shuffle, all the way to the other side, stop, shuffle back to the cone. All right, and then back pedal backwards. So you can see it a little faster. I'll go the other way. Sprint, shuffle, 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 back pedal. Next drill on the list is ladders. So if you have a ladder and you have plenty of drills to do with that one, I won't go through them all with you. All right, there's plenty of drills you guys should know to do that one. So grab a ladder, do about 10 to 20 minutes of ladder work for your feet. Next one is a skater hop and a sprint. All right, so we'll start in our good athletic position. All right, we're gonna skater hop 90 degrees, and when we land, we're gonna shoot forward and sprint. All right, so you can see it here, skater hop, sprint. All right, same thing going the other way. Once I land, I'm shooting out as fast as I can. So skater hop, sprint. All right, next one is the 15-yard shuttle. All right, shuttle not meant to be a conditioning drill, so take plenty of rest in between these reps. We're just working on change of direction, right? My 15 yards is a little abbreviated here, but make sure you kind of measure out, eyeball about 15 yards, all right? Starting out, all right, I'm gonna set. I'm gonna sprint forward 5 yards, back pedal 5 yards, and then sprint out of it 10 yards. All right, so the first one is forward, backwards, forwards. After that, it is a side shuffle. So I'll sprint, stop, shuffle facing left or right, and then I'll sprint 10 yards. Again, sprint, stop, shuffle, sprint 10 yards. For your start work, as part of your agility, we're gonna work on some first step stuff. I'm not gonna run the whole thing, but I'm gonna show you the start position, all right? So just like we did in the lifts for your athletic development, all right, kneeling start, whichever leg is up, that's the leg you're gonna push off of, sprint out. All right, just shoot going about 10 yards, doesn't have to be anything crazy, just about 10 yards. Go on the other leg, all right? Then you can do a sideways start, all right? Same thing, face it sideways, transfer onto the front leg, shoot out and away. You can also do a falling start. Make sure you alternate which feet. So starting up tall, falling, 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 land, and go. All right, again, try to challenge yourself. Get as far forward on that one as you can. Next one, you can do a lying down start. So on your chest, gonna push up, drive knee to chest, and sprint out of it. All right, so you can see it a little faster. All right, down on your chest, knee to chest, and sprint out of it. Last one is a crossover step, so starting to the side, athletic position, crossover, and sprint. All right, again, big crossover, transfer your weight from this leg onto this leg, carry the momentum, crossover, and sprint out of it. All right, guys, your last video is of your conditioning. So there's 2 types of conditioning you can do. You can do some sprints, or you can do some circuit stuff, all right? If you don't have a lot of room, the circuits are gonna be the way to go. If you have a little bit more room to run, definitely do the sprints. The first option on there is a 10-second sprint, 30-second rest, all right? So you can do this on a track or on a treadmill. You're gonna sprint hard for 10 seconds, all right? And then you're gonna 30-second rest and recover, and then repeat for 15 reps, okay? You can either, if you wanna lightly jog for those 30 seconds and keep moving, more than welcome to, or you can just completely rest and go hard again for 10 seconds. After that, you have a 25-yard sprint EMOM. So what you'll do there is you're gonna sprint 25 yards, all right? For the remainder of that minute, you have rest, all right? So whatever time left over you have after the sprint is your rest. At the start of the next minute, you'll do another 25-yard sprint and rest for the remainder of that minute. So say it takes you 10 seconds to run 25 yards, you'll rest for 50 seconds and then start again on the next minute. That's option number 2. After that, you have a little bit of a shuttle. All right, so how this one will work is you'll sprint 5 yards. All right, you'll shuffle yourself back. You'll sprint 10 yards, shuffle the other way, sprint another 10 yards, back pedal, and then sprint 10 yards through, right? So it's forward for 5, side shuffle back for 5, sprint 10 yards, side shuffle back 5 the other way, sprint 10 yards, back pedal for 5 yards, sprint 10 yards. All right, so total of 25 yards there. All right, same thing, 25-yard shuttle, except you'll do that facing forward the whole time. So you'll sprint 5 yards, back to the start, sprint 10 yards, back to the start, sprint 15 yards, back to the start, and so on every 5 yards until you reach 25 yards, all right? That one's a little bit of a bag, all right? So make sure you're taking the right amount of rest, all right? 3-to-1 work to rest ratio. So if it takes you a minute to do that, you're gonna rest for 3 minutes, okay? So make sure you're taking the right amount of rest. After that, your last sprint variation is a 100-yard shuttle. So you're gonna use 25 yards. You'll sprint all the way down to the end of the 25 yards, all the way back for 50 yards, one more time for 75, and finish through for 100 yards, all right? So down and back twice, a total of 25 yards, so 100 yards. Then you'll rest for 3 minutes, and you'll do that 10 times, okay? Again, make sure you take the proper rest, all right? If you need a little bit longer, that's totally okay, all right? If you're feeling good, go a little bit sooner. After that, you have your circuits. First one is body weight. They're both 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, just like the stick handling. Trying to get that heart rate up a little bit, get that blood flowing. You can do the body weight one with just your body weight. You don't need any equipment. With the dumbbell or barbell circuit, you can do that with a dumbbell or a barbell. Just make it whatever works for you. So for the body weight one, you have air squats, starting up tall, hips shoot back, air squat, back to the top. Just break parallel, nothing crazy about this one, air squats. After that, your next one is a plank. So I'll be down, plank position for 40 seconds. After that, you have a burpee, starting up tall, legs go down, chest to the floor, hips shoot up, legs come up, and clap overhead, all right? Down, up, down, up, the burpee. After that, skater hops. I know we've done a lot of these, but they're gonna be really good when you guys get back skating for 40 seconds. And then your last exercise, your 5th one, is alternating shoulder taps. So tall plank, alternating shoulder taps. All right, guys, your last conditioning circuit, all right, with a weight, if you have one, if you have a jug, whatever you might have at home for some weight, definitely do that with this one. Starting out, goblet reverse lunges, holding the weight up to chest, reverse lunging for 40 seconds. After that, you have a side plank hold, switch halfway through, so 20 seconds. On one side, holding for side plank, switch to the other side for 20 seconds. After that, you have a box chair step up, hold the weight to chest, step up, down, switch feet. Next, you have the hang clean, so just like we did in the lifts earlier in the week, clean, switch on the way down, clean. All right, switching the whole way through. And then you'll finish with a floor press. If you have 2 dumbbells, go for the whole 40 seconds. If you only have one, 40 seconds on one arm, switch, 40 seconds on the other arm. Alrighty guys, so that is your winter conditioning, winter training, winter speed, winter skills. Should be something for everybody in there, should be something everybody can do. Remember to shoot pucks if you can, skate if you can, whatever you guys can do to keep moving. Alright, there should be plenty of stuff, plenty of variations in there for all you guys. I hope you have a great break. Thank you for a great semester so far. When we come back, let's hit it hard and keep the ball rolling. Thanks, guys.